Good evening and welcome to News Watching. I'm your host, Ian Kirsch. The Minnesota Vikings took on the Chicago Bears this past Sunday, adding another W to the win column in Week 5 of the NFL season. Reporter Jordan Alexander is live from US Bank Stadium with more on how the game unfolded. Jordan?
That's right, Ian. I'm live from US Bank Stadium where the Minnesota Vikings were able to fend off the Chicago Bears in Week 5 of this NFL season, beating them 29-22 and advancing their record to 4-1. Now, Kirk Cousins started off the game hot by completing his first 17 pass attempts against the Bears secondary. The Vikings this allowed the Vikings to score in 3 consecutive drives, giving them a 21-10 lead headed into halftime. In the second half of the game, the Bears were able to rally in an impressive comeback as they scored 19 unanswered points by the fourth quarter. Later in the game, the Vikings were able to overcome adversity and put together a 17-play, 75-yard touchdown drive with just 2 minutes remaining in the game. Cam Dantzler, Vikings cornerback, then was able to seal the deal for the Vikings by stripping the ball from Bears wide receiver Ihmir Smith-Marsette. Now, let's talk about some Viking key performances today. Justin Jefferson went for 150 yards off of 12 receptions. The chef, Dalvin Cook, carried the ball for 19 times and for 94 yards, getting 2 touchdowns in doing so. Even Kirk Cousins was getting his piece of the end zone with a QB sneak that provided the game-winning score for him and the Vikes. He threw for 296 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick. So it seems like the Minnesota Vikings have some sort of momentum rolling as this is the 3rd consecutive game that they've won in recent weeks. But there's still much of the NFL season left in this year. So we can see if they can sustain the success. Ian?
Things seem to be looking bright for the Minnesota Vikings, and momentum seems to be on their side going into Week 6. Jordan, what do you make of the Vikings' chances of making it into the playoff this season?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Ian, I feel like the Vikings do have a pretty good chance of making the playoffs this season, but it all depends on the performance of their quarterback, Kirk Cousins, who's known to have difficulty in certain primetime situations. They have the receiving core in Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and KJ Osborne. They have the backfield in Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison. And they even got an upgrade at head coach, acquiring Kevin O'Connell, a former offensive coordinator from the current Super Bowl defending champions, the Los Angeles Rams. So all the pieces are there. But as I've said before, there's a lot of time left in the season for them to figure out what they can do thus far. Reporting live from US Bank, I'm Jordan Alexander.
Thank you, Jordan, for that story. Coming up next, Jeremy Goldstein is irate as he's just discovered his broadcast performance class is really a sophisticated roast session. Plus, Peter Johans is on the run after allegedly mutilating baby seals. We'll be right back.